Hey everyone, and welcome back to Financial Wealth Community. I'm Jackie Stewart, and today we are talking about 5 costly financial mistakes that startup businesses make, new businesses make. Now, part of building wealth is having multiple streams of income. And some people will run what I call a hobby rather than a business because they're not actually making any money. They're doing what they love to do, but it's not actually building any wealth. And it's imperative that we do this, A, to be able to help our communities, to build for our communities, but also build for our own families and to build generational wealth. So the UK National Statistics for Startup Businesses said that 20% of businesses fail within their first year. And unfortunately, that number increases by the third year to over 50%. So you don't want to be running one of those businesses that is failing. So I'm going to tell you 5 mistakes that you can avoid making. So let's look at the first one. So the first mistake is underestimating your startup costs. So yes, there are costs that you need to pay out for before you even run the business, before you start running the business, or before you even make a sale rather. Especially if you're a product-based business, you have to pay out to get the product to a position where you can actually sell it, right? So an example could be you may make furniture. You're going to have to pay for the materials. You're going to have to pay for the labor, the people who's going to put it together for you before you can even sell it, right? So there's costs involved. And likewise, even if you're a service-based business, you're still going to have those startup costs. It could be that you need to pay for insurance, you need to get equipment, things like a laptop, for example, advertising, marketing the business. So you're always going to have those startup costs and you need to know how much and what they are. The next mistake that I see new businesses making is cash flow management. What is cash flow? Cash flow is simply money coming into your business and money going out. So when you make a sale, you get paid for that, the money comes in. And when you have to pay out, you have to pay your expenses, the money goes out. So it's money coming in and out. It's flowing. That's what cash flow is. And a lot of times people do not pay attention to the numbers of their cash flow. So for example, you may have a bill to pay, say at the end of the month, and you may have invoiced your client or your customer, and that money's not coming in until later on in the following month. So you may not have enough money to pay your expenses. So that's why it's important to manage it. Just because you've sent an invoice out doesn't mean the money's coming in straight away, right? It all depends on the terms. For some of you, the types of business you run, it may come in straight away, and that's fine. But you still want to make sure that you're building enough to be able to pay those bills or to meet those tax obligations. So that's your startups costs. That's your cash flow management. Another one is market research. You don't do your market research. So you don't know who your competitors are, or better still, what your competitors are charging and what makes you different. What's your unique selling point? Why should I buy from you and not from the other person, right? So you need to think about these things. Also, who is your target audience? Are you going for more of a luxury market? Is what you're selling high end, or is it more low end? All these things you need to understand and know to make sure you can keep your head above water, to make sure you can keep your business profitable. And then the other thing is a lack of financial planning, right? So I talk about this with personal money management, and it's exactly the same. It's all numbers, and it's being able to understand the numbers. So if you don't have a financial plan, you'll find yourself going around in circles, or just hoping, just running your business on a whim that you make a profit and everything will be okay. But what's the destination? Where are you going? Are you getting paid from your business? That should be the first thing in your plan, is that you actually get paid, that your pricing strategy is correct to make sure that you're going to get paid. So that's also really important, financial planning. And then the final one is your tax obligations, right? Your tax obligations. Now, sit with me for a little while. Get over it. We've got to pay taxes. Especially in the UK, I know what the figures are. It's a legal thing. And let's just keep it. It's around 19%. It depends on your profit and so forth. I'm not going to get technical, but let's round it up to 20%. you have to pay 20%, right? So on your profits. So you get some money in, you pay some money out, and on the balance, you have to pay 20% tax. Easiest way to manage this is whatever comes in, take 20% out already. Just say, it's not mine, doesn't belong to my business. I'm going to put that away for my taxes. And I'm talking about particularly business taxes, your corporation tax, when I'm mentioning 20%. Put the money away. So you're more than likely to have more by the time you need to pay your taxes, which is a good thing, right? Because that means, guess what? You can now pay yourself a bonus. But you need to put your tax away. So I'm talking about corporation tax, but you could have VAT, you could be self-employed and you've got your income tax to pay. Whatever your tax obligations are, make sure you can meet them. So the thing is to reframe that thing. I hear it all the time. Oh, why do I have to pay tax? Oh, it's too much tax. Listen to this. If you pay 20% tax, that means you're keeping 80%. 80% is for you. Reframe the negative thought of paying taxes. If you do nothing, you pay no tax, but you get nothing. If you do something, you pay 20% tax, but you keep 80% of something. So let's go through those 5 financial mistakes again. Number 1 is underestimating your startup costs. Number 2, you have poor cash flow management, or you're not even managing your cash flow. Number 3, you have no financial plan. Number 4, your market research. You have no idea what the market is like for whatever it is that you are selling. And the final one, number 5, is not being able to meet your tax obligations. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If it's not for you, send it to someone who you know who's running a business or thinking about running a business so that they can get off on the right path. Thank you again, guys. You know what to do. Please hit the notification bell and please subscribe. And I shall see you on another video. Take care.